Happy Friday, everybody, and happy Halloween. If you haven't, or if you see this either today or tomorrow, it is time for my Friday night reviews. I'm going to do it a little different this week and just go through everything that I bought this week. Just because, why not? I'm off today. I normally don't have Fridays off. I usually take these things on Thursday and then schedule it for Friday, but I took the Halloween weekend off, Friday and Saturday. So I figured, why not? And let's just do it this way. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books. And one of which was not in my LCS haul this week because it came in. It was something I had ordered and it came in yesterday, and I was calling to put something on my pull list, and they said, "Oh, by the way, this came in, and you can come pick it up." So I did. Let's get started. Hello out there, comic book lovers. It is Friday. So you know that means I'm doing my Friday night reviews. I am going to take three comics from the previous Wednesday. So the three, what I thought were the best, and do a review of them. And then I'm going to take the one that I liked the least. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad, but it's the one that I liked the least. And check it out. All right, first off, I have Philadelphia, number 9, is it? Yes, number 9. Whenever I hear number 9, I always think of the old Beatles song where they had that, number 9, number 9. Anyway, so Philadelphia. It is set in Philadelphia. President John Adams was revealed to be a vampire, and he's trying to take over Philadelphia and then move out to the rest of the country to bestow the way he thinks the country should be. Yada, yada, yada. And you have the hero who is grew up in Philadelphia, had a problem with his cop father, so he went to Baltimore. His father dies and he comes back. Turns out that he's going to be the one dealing with the vampires, and he's a cop and his dad was a cop, and his dad is now a vampire. So it's kind of a really convoluted story. You can follow it, but there's different machinations going on. You have John Adams trying to do stuff. You have John Adams' wife, Abigail, working sort of counter to him because she has a different idea. You've got these, urban youth that they are turning into vampires with their foot soldiers. Some of them who are loyal, some of them aren't. And you have the cops working against it. But that is kind of interesting. But then you get some of the the back history with certain people. That's just, you're sort of wondering why that's put in there. I'm sure it might come out eventually, or just to show you some of the character of the people. I don't know. But this was started out pretty strong, and it's just kind of up and down, up and down. I don't know how much more of this I'm going to, or how much longer I'm going to go with this, because it's kind of slowly going down. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to give this a 2.75 out of 5. Justice League Dark number 27. They're still dealing with the whole, witch war, the magic war thing going on with the Upside Down Men. You have Constantine and Zatanna and Wonder Woman and all these people going after this stuff. And it seems like every time they think they defeat these guys, they come back. And it's 27 issues in, and they've never moved on to a different type of story, a different group of bad guys. It's been, over 2 years of fighting the same people. And I guess that's one of the reasons why it's ending. I think 28 is going to be the last one. And that's probably the only reason I'm staying on with it right now, just because, I do like Constantine. He's awesome. But if it hadn't been ending, I probably would have stopped getting it a couple issues ago. Just because, throw some variety in there. Have this story, do a couple other ones of different stuff, then we can come back to this, and then, it's not like if you're Superman, you're not fighting Lex Luthor every issue on the same story. It's throw something new. So I'm going to give this a 3.0 out of 5. Okay, on to the Immortal Hulk number 39. I have loved what Al Ewing is doing with this book. It started out just incredibly, more of a horror thing, and now it's getting into a metaphysical horror. This thing is, you've got him down in hell, and then there's the place below. You have the leader having a plan where he's trying to control all the different Hulks in Banner, because turns out that the different versions of them, it's always been the Hulk, but there are different Hulks. Like Joe Fixit was different than War Hulk, and there was this type of Hulk, and they're different. And the gamma radiation keeps him from dying. And the leader he died, but he knows, he's always been trying to control things, and now he knows a way of doing it with the creature from the lowest place, I think it was called, which is lower than hell, and he's doing it by trying to control excuse me, Hulk's father, Banner's father. It's really kind of interesting. It's not as interesting as it was, or fun as it was when it first came out, but it's still a good read, and I'm liking what he's doing. And there's 11 more issues. It's going to end with 50, and I hope he keeps the quality up with it and ends strong. I do really like what he's doing, and he's continuing it over into the She-Hulk storyline. The same process that, she can't die either because she's gamma irradiated, and so is Doc Samson, Rick Jones, Betsy Ross, all these other people. They're all connected because of this, and none of them can die. So I'm going to give this a 3.25 out of 5. Now, here is the book that I picked up Thursday. It's called The Vain. Vain. Now, I know that that's someone who is conceited, but I was also kind of hoping that it had something to do with the Vein, like veins and vampirism, and it actually did. This is by Oni Press, or published by Oni Press, with a guy by the name of Rahal, Rahal. It's set in 1941. Starts out with a group of 4 people robbing a bank. They're robbing a place, but they're only looking for the blood. Right? Nothing else. And then there's a switches to a minor FBI agent who wants to get out in the field, and brings these cases into Herbert Hoover, saying, hey, look, there's this one, there's this one, there's this robbery, there's this robbery. They're all, connected in the sense that only thing that was taken was blood. We all thought they were separate, but look at this. 4 people, they took blood. And so you're switching back and forth between the group of people who are doing it and the FBI, and it all comes together at the end when Pearl Harbor is attacked. And the group of vampires comes marching in to Herbert Hoover's office and says, yeah, we're vampires, we want to fight the Nazis. Yeah, that's a I think it's pretty interesting. I wanted to it made me want to read the second one, see what they're going to do with this, because I wasn't expecting that to happen. So I'm going to give this a 3.75 out of 5. It was pretty interesting, and we'll see where it goes from there. Next, the Department of Truth, number 2. James Tinian IV. A short synopsis. You have a group called the Department of Truth that they're kind of a really shadowy organization that goes out and looks into conspiracies and tries to control them. The first issue, you have them looking into Flat Earth Society, and there's also something with the moon landing. Okay, but there is a young man, I can't remember the character's name for the life of me, sorry. I know I'm kind of bad about this, I always do this, who works for the Fed, FBI, and he is pulled into a group, they sort of like the MIB, because he had experienced something, and they're like, look, here's, what happened here, and it turns out that they do this stuff. So he was taken out to the edge of what he thought was the edge of the world to see the ice wall that was supposedly the edge of the world. And after being at a party where he meets this woman, where you can see footage of the moon landing being faked. But this book is not saying that the Earth is flat. It's not saying the moon landing was faked, because with this one, it's perception makes reality. So if the more people that seem to think that the world is flat, it's going to become flat. And so they are seeking to control that. And they want to find out who this woman is. And in this issue, it is dealing with Satanic Panic, something that was going on back in the 80s, where, there was all these different, cults, satanic cults all over the country, killing people and all that. And turns out that this character was actually involved in, or was a victim of one. He just didn't remember. So it's got a kind of a new take on the conspiracy theory type of stuff. And I'm loving what he is doing with this. James Tinian IV. I cannot wait to read the rest of them. Highly recommend this book. It's 4.0 out of 5. Next, Batman 3 Jokers, number 3 by Jeff Johns. Actually got 2 different covers. Got this one and the Red Hood cover. This is the final book, and it concludes the story of the 3 Jokers. You have, at one point they're were 3. If you haven't read, I'm not going to tell you exactly what happens. But this was so well done. Jeff Johns did an incredible job with his book, with these books. The story, it's going to change things forever. And I don't know if this is supposed to be canon or not, because it started out saying it's canon, but then I heard that it's not, and you have Batman in the suit with the yellow thing, yellow with the bat inside of it, as opposed to the New 52 outfit that he's wearing now, or the post New 52 outfit that he's wearing. So I don't know, but it changes things up, and it was so well done. It was just an incredible book. Art was well done. Characters made significant changes, and it's going to send things off in a whole new direction. 4.5 out of 5. Next, Detective Comics 1029. Wow. Speaking of sending characters off in other directions. So, I don't know if any of you have read Batman. You've been reading the Batman titles, but 100 ended the Joker War. And 101 sort of set the plan, set the story of what's going to happen in the future. And so Detective number 1029 here adds to that story. So you have Bruce Wayne, the board wants to remove him as the chairman of his own company. He has, under a suspicion of stealing money from his own company. You've got the federal government looking down on him. And just all sorts of stuff. And he is going to he has to move out of Wayne Manor, because I think that's pretty much not his anymore. So this one is him kind of dealing with that type of stuff. And, he won't even have the Batcave anymore. And so if, Lucius told him, I think it was in 101, said, if you break a car in this one, you've got to fix it. You just can't go underneath Wayne Enterprises and print a new one, because you're screwed, because you got the government looking down on you. You can't be spending all this money on this stuff like you were before, because they're being looked at. So this is really amping up the stakes on it. And you have Gotham turning on Batman, because there's kind of an anti-vigilante group going on. There's an unmasked movement going. You have a cop who got injured during the Joker Wars fighting for the, running for a new job as new mayor. It's going to get interesting lately. So if you are a Batman fan, and this is just the time to get on, because it's going to get dark, and it's going to increase the peril on him. 4.5 out of 5. Now, this is something from a couple of weeks ago. It came out. I had to special order it. It's a book that I love. They just aren't doing singles anymore. Grim Tales of Terror. This is the 2020 Halloween special, and it is quarterly. So I called my shop and said, damn it, that means there's supposed to be 3 more of these things from this year. Order me those and get this on my pull list. I thought I had this on before. I love the Grimm's Tales of Terror. It always has this woman here in the story. She is sort of like the Crypt Keeper, but instead of introducing the story, usually she's involved in it somehow. She is a goddess of death. I can't remember which culture and what her name is right now. But usually she is in the story somehow and pushes action in a certain direction where the twist or the justice is meted out. This one, there's 3 stories, excuse me, where she actually sort of introduces each one, because the characters coming into a tarot shop in New Orleans to get their fortunes read, the cards read, and she's like, "Oh, Bob, let me tell you about what happened." And then you find the person's story and what happens. Very good. Usually, they take little twists, little urban legends and stuff, and retell the tale and have a little twist on it. These are not so much, one is a kind of a werewolf thing, and the other one is a, what was the third one? Anyway, but they just, a stalker. Okay, yeah, a guy who, falls for some big social media darling girl who does cam shows, and boom, and it turns out, all sorts of weird stuff is going on. If you like that type of stuff, get it, because these are so well done, and the art is incredible. So I'm going to give Grimm's Tales of Terror 4.5 out of 5 as well. And all right, so that's it for this week. Let me know if you've read any of these. Let me know, do you like them, do you not? Am I wrong? And happy Friday. Happy Halloween weekend. And enjoy your comics.